When they asked me what song I wanted for my walk-up music, I chose Wild Thing. The reason being that when I was going to SF State, in order to support myself, I was a stripper. And that was my opening song. I remember once I walked into a bachelorette party with 3 women. The bride was in the middle, and as soon as I walked in, she looked at her 2 friends and said, "I told you I didn't want a goddamn stripper." As I was dancing over her doing my thing, she said out loudly, "My boyfriend is 6'4". And I leaned over and said, "Honey, so is mine." That was the fastest $200 I ever made. In and out in 4 minutes. And this is the honest truth, I have never been anywhere where my name was mentioned so many times and pronounced correctly each time. Thank you, committee, for being very mindful on that. Aloha nui kākou. Greetings with aloha to everyone. Indeed, what an honor it is to be inducted into the San Francisco State University's Alumni Hall of Fame. Much aloha to Madam President Lynn Mahoney and the university community for this recognition. I was reflecting on my time at SF State and thinking about those impactful moments that stayed with me over the years, and there have been many, but I'm going to share with you just one. It was the 80s, and I was at a gay club in Soma, back when the Soma area was very gritty. It was an industrial area with a burgeoning underground music scene, primarily punk, gay, and rave culture. Good old days. I was in a hallway with a friend when I spotted my physics teacher on the dance floor. I was shocked and delighted because I had no idea that he was gay, and I never expected a professor to be in the middle of a dance floor. But there he was, packed in with a bunch of sweaty men-filled bears and whatnot, clearly enjoying himself. About 3 months prior, I moved from Honolulu to San Francisco, and although I was out, I wasn't exactly comfortable being out. I didn't even know what that meant, really, and it was the height of the AIDS crisis. It wasn't a good time to be gay. Everything was new for me, a new city, a new school, a new relationship. Somehow seeing my physics professor at a gay club said to me that it was okay to be gay. It was okay to be who I was. Look, it's your physics professor tearing it up on the dance floor. How odd and yet so satisfying. One of the many odd and satisfying experiences I was to have at San Francisco State. So I felt compelled at 1 a.m. in the morning to share my revelation with my professor and to let him know how impactful it was for me to see him at a gay club dancing his ass off. And that what it said to me was, I too get to live my life, be free, be happy, and be myself. So I gathered the courage to make my way towards him in the middle of a packed dance floor. And as I was just about to tap him on the shoulder, he decided to take his shirt off, pulling it quickly from his waist up over his head, and in the meantime, he hit me square in the eye with his elbow. So I bent over in excruciating pain, and he had no idea that he even injured me. He and his friends were so caught up in the revelry and the music. So I slowly retreated back to the hallway, feeling horribly embarrassed. I guess some conversations are just not meant for the dance floor. I ended up never saying anything to him that night or after class, but it did make physics all the more interesting on Monday and Wednesday mornings. Thinking back, it was probably the first real lesson in the class of it's okay to be yourself. I have come to believe that not only is it okay to be yourself, it's really the best way to go through life. It doesn't mean that it's easy, and it can be challenging to figure out who you really are. But I think deep inside, we all know who we are, which leads me to share the following to help guide you to that place of knowing. These words of wisdom come from mentor, poet, and artist Eleanor Brower. I think Oprah used it too, so you know it's good. No matter what challenges or setbacks or disappointments you may encounter along the way, you will find true success and happiness if you have only one goal. And there really is only one goal, and that is this. You want to record it? It's this: to fulfill the most highest, most truthful expression of yourself as a human being. You want to max out your humanity by using your energy to lift yourself up, your family, and the people around you. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs right now is people who have come alive. So I ask you, are you alive? I'm sorry, what was that? Yes. The following people are alive. These people who develop health technology companies to help people live healthier lives. It's people with a passion for business and their culinary roots. It's people who are born and raised in San Francisco's Chinatown and end up being a poet laureate. It's people who use hula as a means of uplifting a community. It's people who are Lebanese, Filipino, Chinese, and Hawaiian, and who are proud SF State graduates. And it is especially people who enjoy taking their shirts off on the dance floor. Thank you.